Hello sa mga engineering students natin dyan. Welcome ulit sa YouTube channel natin. Now, today, finally, naka-upload na din ako kasi medyo hindi na busy. So, again, I apologize kung medyo natagalan. So, anyway, ito yung first topic natin para sa online classes statics of rigid bodies, itong force vectors. Now, again, if ever meron kayong online class, yun nga, siguro ito din yung first topic ninyo. Okay? So, anyway, let's proceed. So, So, let's try to define muna kung ano yung vector at saka kung ano yung scalar. Okay? So, ang scalar is any positive or negative physical quantity that can be completely specified by its magnitude. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating scalar, magnitude lang yan. Okay? So, example of a scalar quantity, meron tayong length, mass, at saka time. Okay? So, ang vector naman, is any physical quantity that requires both magnitude and direction for its complete description. Okay, so ibig sabihin nun, pag meron na tayong magnitude, tapos meron din tayong direction, vector na yan. Okay? So an example of a vector is ito yun, mga force, position, at saka moment. Okay, now kaya in-explain ko to kasi nga, alam natin no, na sa statics, we'll be talking a lot, anong tawag dun? Mainly yung pag-uusapan natin dito is yung mga forces, resultant, okay, mga moments, ganun. So anyway, usually yung vector, we actually represented by this, itong nasa figure. So meron tayong line, tapos sa line, sa tip ng line, meron tayong arrowhead, tapos meron din tayong tinatawag na tail. Okay? So, ang magnitude is actually expressed no, sa figure na to in terms of the length of the line. Okay? So for example, itong distance na to is actually equivalent to 1 magnitude. So, ibig sabihin, ang magnitude ng vector na to is actually equal to 4. Kasi 4 man lang, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the direction is actually expressed using this, ito, yung angle. Okay? Or yung inclination ng vector mo or yung ng line mo. So this is actually, usually, ang ibibigay is with respect sa x-axis but depende pa din sa problem. Okay? So, unfortunately, no, sa mga problems natin, minsan hindi na natin ipapakita ito. Yung magnitude ng vector natin is actually not represented by the length of the line. Actually, minsan yung magnitude pinapakita na lang, nilalagyan na lang natin ng label talaga. For example, halimbawa meron kang body and then subjected by a force na 15 Newton at saka yung isa naman is 1,000 Newton. So pag nilagay mo sa figure yan, ang isa 50, okay, ang isa napakataas. Kasi nga, if you will try to, yung nga, base kasi dito, so kung ganito kataas yung 50, napakataas ng 1,000 na Newton. Okay? So, mangyayari, hindi na lang ganun, hindi natin i-scale yung forces, but rather, lalagyan na lang natin ng label. Okay? For example, itong vector na to is 50 Newton ang magnitude, tapos itong vector naman na to is actually 1,000 Newton ang magnitude. But the angle still, pati itong angle, okay, nandyan pa din yan. Okay, but yun nga, minsan, hindi from the x-axis, minsan from the y-axis, minsan from another vector, so depende na sa given. Okay? So, I hope okay tayo dyan. Okay, now, sa statics, we'll be dealing, hindi lang isang vector, actually, maramihang vectors to, maramihang mga forces. Okay, kaya importante na alam natin paano natin i-add yung mga vectors. Okay, so punta tayo dito. Yan, vector addition of forces. Sir, ang bilis. Actually, yung ang binibigay ko dito is actually para bang review na lang to, okay, sa topic ng statics. Okay, anyway, I'm sure kung meron ako mga na-skip na mga concept, okay, mas ituturo yan ng teacher ninyo. Okay? So, yun nga, for example, meron tayong F1, okay, tsaka F2. So, meron tayong dalawang vectors subjected na yun nga, nandito sa object na to. Okay, so by the way, itong forces na to are actually concurrent forces kasi they are acting on the same point. Okay, so anyway, yun nga, yun yung mga concepts na medyo ma-skip natin. So anyway, when we try to add these vectors, okay, now meron tayong dalawang paraan. Meron tayong graphical method, tsaka meron din tayong analytical method. Now, I will not deal, hindi ako masyadong lalalim sa graphical method kasi nga medyo mahirap ipakita dito. Okay? Anyway, I trust your instructors dyan. Okay. So anyway, ito. So so far meron akong dalawang na pinakita dito. So meron tayong tinatawag na parallelogram method. Tapos meron tayong tinatawag na head to tail method. So sa parallelogram actually, i-mirror mo lang, ito. You try to mirror this force, ilagay mo dito, yan. Tapos you try to mirror this, ilagay mo dito, and then try to connect, okay, the two diagonals, and then makukuha mo na ang FR dyan. Okay. Now, another is the head to tail. So, actually, ang gagawin mo is use this, yung kukuha ka ng isang reference na vector, tapos after niyan, yung isang vector, ilagay mo, okay, yung position niya, ilagay mo dito sa kabila, okay, tapos yung tail ng second vector mo, ilagay mo sa head ng, okay, first vector mo. And then after nun, i-connect mo lang ang dalawang vector and then you will get the resultant then. Okay? So sir, paano natin makukuha yung, di ba sir, meron tong magnitude? Okay, so ang magnitude niyan, you need to measure manually talaga kasi nga graphical man. Okay, now, to avoid errors, especially mga human errors in solving using the graphical method, so meron tayong analytical method. Na sa analytical method, okay, ang papakita ko dito is itong component method. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin nun? Now, to add vectors, actually, mahirapan tayong i-add to agad. Okay? Kasi nga, magkaiba kasi yung direction nila. So, ang gagawin natin is, kukuha tayo ng mga components nila, okay, such that yung components nila similar na ang direction and then we can add those vectors. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin mo dyan, sir? Okay. Anyway, punta tayo dito. For example, meron kang vector F or yung force F at an angle theta. Okay? Now, itong force F na to, meron siyang dalawang component, no? In terms sa X at saka in terms sa Y. So, meron siyang Fx, meron din siyang Fy. Okay? So, ang Fx is actually F cosine theta. Now, again, sir, bakit F cosine theta? So, the subject statics, actually, hindi ko alam sa inyo, but I think prerequisite ng statics, no? Before kayo mag-enroll sa statics, I think dapat meron na kayong trigonometry at saka algebra. Okay, now, itong F cosine theta is actually, yung concept na to is hindi sa statics. This is actually sa trigonometry, yung mga triangles. Okay, and later on, meron tayong mga 2 equations, 2 unknowns, 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Now, those concepts, kailangan mo ng background sa algebra. Okay, so I hope okay ka sa trigo and sa algebra. Okay, anyway, now, itong Fx, that is actually F cosine theta since ito yung adjacent side using this angle. Fy naman is F sine theta and this is actually the opposite side. Now, wag kang mag-assume always basta Fx cosine agad, okay? Tapos pag Fy sine agad. Now, hindi ganyan yan, okay? So, ang tinuturo ko sa mga students ko actually kung saan yung angle, nandun yung cosine. Ganun na lang, okay? So, for example, nandito yung angle. So, ang Fx, siya yung may cosine. Okay, so, that is Fx is equal to F cosine theta. And then, since walang angle between Fy and the F, okay, or yung resultant force, so, ang gagawin natin dyan, that is actually just F sine theta. Okay, so, I hope okay kayo dyan na technique. And then, later on, makukuha natin yung resultant F. So, again, this is actually sa trigonometry. This is the nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. So, Pythagorean theorem pala. Sorry. Nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. Again. So, sa Pythagorean theorem, that's actually C squared plus A squared equals B squared. I'm sure alam nyo yan. So, dito, okay, this is actually F is equal to square root of Fx squared plus Fy squared. So, again, that was C squared is equals A squared plus B squared. Anyway, depende yan sa basta hypotenuse is equals the square of the sum of the squares of the two other sides. Anyway, let's proceed. Okay, so now to solve for the resultant, okay? Now for example, meron kang dalawang vectors, meron kang dalawang forces. So ang gagawin mo is you need to resolve each forces into components. After nun, i-add mo yung components sa x and sa y, and then you can actually you can then solve the resultant using these formulas, yung Pythagorean theorem natin. Okay? So, for example, ganito. So, ang gagawin mo lang is you need to solve for f1x muna. And then, you need to solve for f2x. So, i-add mo sila. Meron ka ng summation sa fx. Okay? So, same din. Kunin mo yung f1y. Okay? Tapos, kunin mo din yung f2y. And then, i-add mo lang. Meron ka ng fy. Okay? Summation ng fy. Now, to solve for the resultant, so, square mo lang yung sum ng squares din ng fx at saka fy. So, meron ka ng resultant. And then, so, since vector yan, kailangan natin ng magnitude, which is itong resultant na to. And then, kailangan din natin ng direction. Now, to solve for the direction, so, arctan ka lang, arctan of the summation of fy divided by the summation of fx. Now, later on, papakita natin kung saan makikita tong angle na to. Okay? So, yun nga, medyo nakakalito pa, but don't worry, meron tayong example problem na ipapakita. Sige. Yan o. So, nakuha ko tong problem na to sa internet. So, determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. So, ito yung sagot. Dapat ito yung makuha natin. So, yung answer, dapat yung FR, dapat 213 Newton. Tapos, yung angle of inclination is actually 58.4. Okay, so let's try to solve. Yan o. So, again, to solve for FR, ano yung formula natin? Asan na yun? Sorry. So, ito yung FR. So, kailangan natin ng summation. Okay, summation. And then, yun nga, to solve for these summations, kailangan natin ng components. Okay, so isolve natin yung components. So, F1x, walang problema. Alam natin yan. F1. So, nandito yung F1x. Okay? So, ang angle natin is actually 15. So, since magkatabi yung angle at saka yung F1, so, ang gagamitin natin, cosine. Okay, so that is actually cosine. Multiplied by cosine 15 degrees. Okay? So, after nyan, sandali lang ha. Okay, so, yan, samahan tayo ng degree. So, make sure ha na degree ang doon, nasa degree yung calculators ninyo. Anyway, ang F1y naman, F1y, that is actually equal to F1 sine theta din. So, that is actually sine 15 degrees. So, I think walang problema. Substitute na natin. Meron tayong 100. Meron din tayong 100 dito. Okay. So, ano yung value nito? Now, you can actually just use your calculators, ha? No, walang problema. Pwede nyo gamitin yung calculators ninyo. So, ito naman, sine. Yan. Okay, so ito na yung mga components. So, ang F1x, that is actually 96.593. Tapos, ang F1y naman, that is actually 25.882. So, let's try to solve sa F2. Okay, so, copy ko na lang ito. Sandali, ha? So, ang F2x, that is equal to, 150. Ito yung importante. Nandito yung F2, di ba? So, ang F2x, nandito yung F2x, nasa baba. Now, notice na ang angle na ibinigay, okay, nandyan nasa, with respect sa y-axis. So, meaning, ang Fy ang merong cosine. So, ang Fx ang sine. ang Fx ang sine. Tama. So, ito naman na nasa dito, yung Fy niya, yung F2y natin yan, yung cosine. Okay? So, I hope okay tayo. So, this is actually 150 sine, that is 10 degrees. 0176. Yan. Okay? So, I hope okay tayo dyan. So, sir, again, sir, akala ko ba, sir, na ang x is cosine? Again, hindi ha. Ang x, ang components, that is actually f multiplied by sine or cosine of the angle, depende kung asan yung angle mo. Pag ang angle mo with respect sa x-axis, cosine ang x, but pag ang angle mo with respect sa y-axis, sine ang x. Again, ang technique na tinuturo ko is, yun nga, kung asan yung between ng angle, okay, kung saan merong angle in between ba, okay, sa resultant at sa component, so yun yung cosine. Anyway, so I think we can actually solve for this. Okay, so that's 26. Ano yan? 26. So that is actually 26.047. Okay, now let's try to solve for the F2y. Okay, now ang F2y, same pa din, that's 150, but this time, okay, so yung F2y, yung y naman ang component. So notice na ang angle between nila is 10. Okay, so may angle between nila. So yung 10 degrees, yan yung gagamitin natin. That is actually cosine para of 10 degrees. Okay, so ano yung sagot na yan? Okay, again, you can actually use your excuse me, you can actually use your calculator, guys, ha? So, walang problema. Pwede nyo gamitin yung calculator niyo. Okay, so since meron tayo yan, you can actually sum up. Pwede natin i-sum up. Okay, so, asan ba yung sum up dito? So, summation ng fx. Sorry. So, ang summation ng fx, i-add mo lang to. Yan. Yan, plus yung isang x. Okay? Ay, sorry. So, ano yung sagot nito? So, that is actually 122. Yan, di ba? Na, ang summation naman ng Fy, gahin ko na lang. Okay. Ang summation naman ng Fy, yung mga y lang i-add ko. Okay, so that's 25. Okay. plus ito naman. Now, ito yung importante guys. By the way, na nakalimutan ko sabihin sa inyo. Now, okay lang to kasi, yan pala. Notice na diretso ko na lang in-add. Okay, but actually, be careful kasi magmamatter kasi yung sign natin. No? Paano ba magmamatter? Okay, so pag nag-solve tayo ng resultant, gagaya nito, pag nandito yung, tinan nyo, ang F1 natin papunta doon, di ba? Papunta doon. So, ang component niya actually papunta din dyan. Ganyan. Papunta dyan, at saka yung isa pataas. Ang isa to the, ano tawag na, ang isa to the right, or papunta sa right, naman. Ang isa naman, papunta naman sa itaas. Okay? So, pag papunta dito, this is actually positive x-axis. Kaya yung component natin actually is positive 96.593. So, dapat meron niyang positive. Okay? Importante na meron tayong mga signs dyan. Okay, anyway, hindi ko na lang nilagay. Okay, kasi nga positive naman. Ang F1y naman, now, since ang F1, ang component dito is actually pataas, positive din. But if it so happen na pababa, negative dapat, ha? Importante yan na be consistent with your sign. Okay? Same din dito sa F2. Notice na ang F2 is inclined upwards to the right. So, meaning, since that is to the right, ang Fx, positive ang component. Tapos, ang Fy naman, since upward, positive din ang component. Okay? So, sorry kung hindi ko nasabi kanina. Anyway, so I hope nakikita lang ninyo. Yeah, okay? So, ang Fx, tama naman, no? So, ito. Tapos, ang Fy, meron dyan. So, after nyan, you can easily solve for the resultant. Anong nga ulit yung formula ng resultant natin? Yan, no? Square root of yung square ng Fx at saka yung square ng Fy. Okay? So, Fr, that is actually equal to square root ng, ito. Ito na lang, kopya ko na lang. Squared plus ito squared. Okay? So, meron na tayong resultant. So, ano yung resultant nito? Okay? So, the resultant is actually equal to okay. Sorry. Okay. Yan. Yan. So, yan yung resultant natin. 212.553. And then, of course, ang angle ng resultant natin, asan yung angle dito? Ito ata. Now, the angle theta, bakit phi yan? Yan pala. Okay. So, the angle theta, again, is equal to tangent, no? Or tan. Okay. Sorry. Paano ba to ilalagay dito? Anyway, sa calculator na lang kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung signage nito. Okay. So, sa calculator natin ilalagay. So, arctan. Ano yung fx? Ano yung fy natin? Fy kasi yan. Okay? Fy over fx. So, summation ng fy, ano yung summation ng fy? That is actually 173. 173. Again, make sure na in degrees yung mode mo, 0.603 divided by, ano yan? 122.64. 176.03 divided by 122.64. Okay. So, you have an angle na 54.76. Okay na, again, wag mo na i-skip ha kasi tuturuan ko kayo ng shortcut. Okay, so napakataas na method, no? Na actually, meron tayong shortcut niyan. So, ang gagawin lang natin is, we will use our calculators. Okay, so papakita natin. Now, depende na sa iyo kung ano yung calculator na ginagamit mo. Okay? So, yung iba kasi, meron kayong, yun nga, 570, mga calculator. Ang iba din sa inyo, merong Canon. Actually, ito yung ginagamit ngayon ng mga CE kasi nga meron na tayong bagong list ng calculators. Anyway, if ever ito yung gagamitin ninyo, for example, itong Canon, yan muna yung Canon. So, to solve for the resultant and yung magnitude, punta tayo sa mode, and then complex. Okay, so ang gagawin mo lang is input lang. 100, tapos huwag mong kalimutan yung angle. Asan yan? Shift. Yan. So, ang angle niya with respect sa x-axis, that is actually 15. Okay. Plus, kasi meron kang isa dyan, 150. Angle naman, angle, nandito yan. Now, ang angle dapat hindi 10. Okay, ang gagamitin natin angle is with respect sa x-axis. Okay, so alam natin this is 90 degrees from our trigonometry. So 90 minus 10, that is actually 80. Ganun lang. Equals. Okay? Notice na yung makukuha natin dyan, yung 122, that is actually the, tingnan nyo, that is actually the x. Sorry. Saan yan? Yung 122, yan yung summation ng x. Okay? Now, yung 173 naman, yan yung summation ng y. Okay? Now, sir, hindi mo yan yung tinanong sa problem. Okay? Ang tinanong sa problem is yung magnitude at saka yung angle of inclination. So, ang gagawin mo lang is click the apps. Okay? And then, choose this, itong function na to, 1, para maging r at saka angle, or that is actually the magnitude, equals, di ba? So, meron ka na. So, ang sagot mo, 212 at saka 54. So, napakadali lang, no? Again, napakadali. So, if ever naman ito yung ginagamit mong calculator, yun nga, sa mga ganito pa din yung ginagamit. So, same pa din, mode, complex, and then, ano yun? So, 100, asan yung angle dito? Andito ata. Yan, angle 15 plus 150 angle 80. Again, bakit 80? Kasi nga, with respect sa x-axis, okay, equals. So again, hindi ito yung kailangan natin, but ito yung fx at saka fy. So if ever itatanong yan sa problem, pwede nang, meron ka na agad na sagot. Anyway, so punta ka dito sa shift, and then complex, piliin mo yung number 3. Okay, tapos equals. See? 212 at saka 54. Again, this will be applicable. So, kahit ilang forces pa yan nandyan, at saka kahit anong orientation, basta concurrent lang, so you can actually solve using your calculators. So, meron kang shortcut. Okay? Anyway, I think yung mga instructors mo will still check itong manual method. Okay? Especially pag show your solution. So, you can use the shortcut if, yun nga, i-check mo kung tama ba yung sagot mo o hindi. Okay? So, I hope meron kayong natutunan, and of course, yun nga, hintay muna tayo sa next na mga videos. So, maraming salamat sa panunod, and yun nga, see you sa next video natin. Salamat.
Holy Grail.